Hi there, everyone. Miss Skeelsy, and I am not the droids you're looking for. That said, welcome back. We are reconvening with Tigu. We're continuing the session that we were having issues with last time due to tech problems. However, our fearless leader, Stranger Peace, has recently had some oral surgery that has impacted their ability to speak for long periods of time. So I'm going to be running a good chunk of this session.
I'm still here, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still hopeless with tech. Like, all the shiny bells and whistles, that's Stranger Peace.
Yeah, so I basically have to, I'll just be here. It's all good, so.
Yeah, so you may actually occasionally see me make hand signals. Jeff is monitoring the thing. You don't need to worry about those. They'll become apparent. But yes, did we want to... We're missing a couple of people. I know one of them is coming. Do we want to sort of hold off for a minute and sort of go over some of what's been going on?
Yeah, why don't we do that? We just got word that one of the another player's not going to be able to make it either. So,
okay.
Quick recap as we've been going on here.
I can actually go over what we did last session because I...
yeah, if you have the notes, go ahead.
Yeah, I have it open. Everybody burned, resolved their stress conditions for the most part. Eddie had a very interesting interaction in her house, though. A lot of stuff surrounding her mom being very sus, referring to children as crops, which was vaguely alarming. There was an eyeless man, looks like. I'm assuming he was sitting in a chair funny because I listed him as being bisexual. And he was very insistent that Eddie's mom not get her way. But more relevant to the situation at hand, Jack Allen Parks, which is to say Dorothea's mom, was at work and noticed that one of the vitamins being produced by, I've forgotten the name of the company.
Youthful Essences.
Right. Is pretty much straight up poison. Looks like it contains cyanide and naphthalene with no neutralizing agent. So basically mothballs and, cyanide. And she alerted them to this. Her boss was invited to dinner by a man named Jean-Michel, who happens to be married to Mariam, who is a contact that several of the characters, several of the players have as a contact. Jean-Michel gave Jack a neutralizing agent for the poison, which I believe she did not accept, but Dorothea snuck off the table and into her bag. Rachel, who is not going to be here tonight, so this is more relevant to things as a whole, has completed her little all-terrain RC camera recon vehicle. There's 2 of them. She hasn't named them yet. And Dorothea had a very interesting interaction with her neighbor, Mrs. Terrence. She's an herbalist and apparently grows all of the roses for the Heritage Days. She showed Dorothea a very interesting rose that grows in the dark, in addition to possibly glowing in the dark, but is sort of silver. And as Dorothea approached it, she heard this ringing in her ears. Mrs. Terrence emphasized not to touch them, if at all given the option. Basically just avoid them. Let's see. I apologize, I'm going through the notes. What? Oh, excellent. Okay. So I believe when we got cut, Gwyn, who is a member of another party in the town, she's about 14 years old, she had just knocked on the door of the kids' hideout. And that's where we started having the major tech issues and stuff had to cut. When Gwyn was about to give some answers as she knew them.
So let's go ahead and check back in with our players. All right, can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So when it comes to where we had just done a little bit of a recap here, catching everyone up. When Gwyn knocked on the door, we'll take it from that beat because everyone's in the hideout, and Gwyn was just about to let Dorothea know what is going on. So, sorry, getting a quick private message here. Ange will be on her way. The headset's just on the fritz. Whenever you get it working, here we go. There we go. Octopus time. Okay.
Hashtag squid arms.
Exactly. So Gwyn looks at Dorothea and says, look, I'm only going to explain this once, all right? I understand you're new, you're sitting here and you're wondering what's going on. Why won't the adults help? Why won't the adults help? Why is everything going weird? And why are we so calm about it? Well, I'll address that last point first. We're not calm about it. We're just used to it at this point. We just know how this works because we've been dealing with this for longer than you have. But from what it seems to be the case, at least. All right. So you know how there's two companies in town, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you got Youthful Essences, right? That's the big one on the east side of the river. And then you got the
that's where my mom works.
Your mom works there.
Yeah, that's the rose hip people, right?
Yeah, Youthful Essences.
Yeah, that's where my mom works.
Okay, what's she do there?
She's a agricultural botanist.
Okay. All right.
Ellie pipes up a little bit. Chris, didn't your dad work there?
Yeah, he did. That was his job.
What do you mean was?
I mean, he worked there until he died.
Oh,
Wait. Alexander Holstein was your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me back it up a bit. She looks contrite and is trying to sort herself a little bit. Clearly something about this is rattling. Okay, so right. Youthful Essences is how this town got started. And I know it seems like a cosmetics factory, but it's not. It's not just a cosmetics factory. They're doing weird stuff in there. And the kind of weird stuff that they're doing is, well, pretty sketchy. I do know that the people who run Youthful Essences are the people who run this town. They're called the committee. The committee, they're everywhere. The vice principal, the principal, everything. If there's a position of power, it's probably a member of the committee. And they are dealing, the committee get their power not just through politicking and what have you, right? They get it through someone called the suppliers. Now, my friends, Charlie and Crosby, they want to say that the suppliers probably aren't human. Kelso, well, he's ambivalent about it. He doesn't know what to think. I think they're letting their imagination, given everything we've seen. I think they're letting their imagination run a little wild. But what I do know is that the suppliers, they're either doing something involving hallucinogens or they're mutating people. I think they're still people. I think just they've changed. So like the weird things that you've been seeing, they used to be people. I don't know what they are
So,
now. Yeah.
so me and my mom went to dinner with Kelso's parents.
Oh yeah, Jean-Michel and Mariam.
Yeah, interesting people.
Yeah, they're good.
But uh, he said that the company is putting out a nutraceutical.
Oh, and
Never heard of that,
yeah, nutraceutical.
but
Yeah.
but there's something in it that will hurt people. And he gave me this vial, and I pull the vial out of my pocket and hold it up. He gave me this vial, and he said that my mom has to put it into the mix, or that we have to put it into the mix because the adults can't, because everybody's on camera there and they're afraid of getting fired.
That's only half the reason. The other
What's the other
half,
half?
the other half has to do with Heritage Days and something called the Quicksilver Pact or the Quicksilver Question. All right, this is where it gets a little weird, and even I can't account for this. So basically, when you're 15 and you lived in this town, you go to Heritage Days, and a group of you are chosen to. They ask you some questions, and depending on how you answer the questions, you get to move on to the next round. And then next thing you know, well, you're brought before something called the Quicksilver Pact or Quicksilver Question. Depending on how you answer that, it changes you. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get you.
All right. So the way it changes some adults is that they become in the pocket of the committee. They start doing everything the committee asks them to, no matter what or how strange it sounds. So when it comes to, say, I don't know, just as an example, let's say the vice principal took the Quicksilver Pact, and because he did that, now he is fully on board with them. Whatever they say, he's going to do, no matter how horrific, no matter how much his conscience says no. Then there are the people who refused. You know, they get chosen for the Quicksilver Pact and they get offered the pact, whatever the hell that is. And then they say no. They say no. And when they say no, they get constrained, if you catch me. They get a boundary put on them. And that boundary means, yeah, you can object all you like. That's fine. But you better not interfere. And that interference can come, you know, that they can work subtly. They can work, you know, through proxy agents as far as we can tell. But like, if they try to interfere directly, they start suffering. Like nosebleeds, like strokes, like people just saying words in the middle of class, like the moons, the tides, the fires.
Mr. Forsyth.
Mr. Forsyth. Mr. Forsyth rejected the Quicksilver Pact, and he thought it was a bunch of superstition. I did too, till I heard what happened to him. And now I don't know what to think. So there's something going on in this town revolving around this Heritage Days festival, which is coming up. And all of the adults who could help us can't, because otherwise they're going to go down for the count. And they know that. So it's up to us kids. I mean, they're going to support us however they can, you know, provide us materials, things like that. But like, there's only so much they can do without putting themselves into bodily injury. And they're only going to do that when it's really necessary. You get me?
So, real quick,
Yeah.
quicksilver is another word for mercury, right?
Yeah.
So I was meeting with a friend of mine,
A
an
friend who,
adult.
an adult friend who?
I'm not gonna say right now, but she's not one of the bad guys. I
How do
know
you
she's
know?
not.
How do you know?
I can just tell. She has this silver rose, and she she showed it to me, and she said that if anybody asks me or asks any of us to touch a silver rose, to say no. And she it looked it looked almost liquid, like it was solid, but it looked like it could have been mercury.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, she has the right idea. Like, if it is made of mercury, don't touch that.
Well, I know that, but like she said that it's she couldn't explain why, but it's important, and she's the only one who has the silver flower. But it's an important part of the town.
Oh, you met the flower bearer. That's what she's
Yeah.
called. That's what the committee calls her. We've been trying to identify her for like months.
Hmm.
Can you give me the name?
Um.
It's okay if you
Yeah,
don't.
I'll tell you later.
You don't
I
want
don't
to.
want to put her in trouble, and I don't. She's already doing a lot to help me,
All right. Protect your
but
source. I get it.
yeah.
All right. Well, we should definitely link up later. But if it's the case that someone at Youthful Essences is planning on poisoning the town, we do need to stop them. And what I know is that the suppliers, whoever or whatever they are they're involved in this. They are part of why this is quite so horrifying. I think the committee, they're just the middleman, personally.
Mhm.
The suppliers, whoever they are, they're the ones that we need to be worried about. So,
So we need to figure out who the suppliers are. Are the do we do we know what the suppliers are supplying?
well, as far as I can tell, and she looks over at Ellie and Eddie. As far as I can tell, they supply that extra little ingredient in their in their in the lotion, or just that little extra thing that makes it work a little bit better. They also seem to supply some needed materials from what I can intercept, from what I've been passed. I mean, Ellie, do you have anything here?
I I don't know. I don't know. I think it's connected to. I think it's connected to everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I have this feeling. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Okay. All right. Eddie, have you heard of anything? I know your family's well connected. And Ange, if your mic is still acting up, let me know over Discord. Okay. It might be because we can't hear you yet. Okay.
So Gwen,
Yeah.
what do you know about these not people?
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, hey, Eddie.
Hey.
Eddie suddenly wakes up from having a bout of blue thumb.
Okay. When did you guys get here?
So Gwen basically asked the question, like, have you heard of anything from the suppliers? And from what you know, Eddie, well, actually, I'll let you determine how much your mom knows about the supplier stuff. You go ahead and play with this as much as you like.
Yeah. I don't know that my mom's a good lady, guys.
What do you mean your mom's not a good lady?
What's happening?
I might have maybe done a little sneak, and I heard her talking to someone. I don't know that they were a someone. They might have been a something.
Oh?
A something?
And yeah, I mean, you know, he didn't really have any eyeballs.
Okay.
But I I think I used to have siblings, and
Used to?
she was talking about them like they were a consumable product.
Okay. All right. Okay, do you need a place to stay?
I've been just kind of chilling around the bunker mostly.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you ever want to come over, Eddie, and my mom, she doesn't mind if I have company, and I can always tell her that you want to stay the night. She cooks real good. I can get you. You know, you're welcome to stay over.
I heard my mom telling them that my dad's getting too attached to me. Um and so maybe I'm next with my siblings. I don't know, it was very strange. I was trying to listen, but then my mom started talking about having things ready and that my dad gets too attached to the crop and that I'm pretty sure I'm the crop.
The crop
Oh, like they're growing me for something.
A crop implies quantity.
harvest.
Like vegetables?
I think yeah, maybe I'm like broccoli. Am I broccoli, guys?
Not if I
No.
have anything to say about it. Gwen's eyebrows are basically in her scalp.
You're not
we're not
broccoli.
we're not gonna let you be broccoli.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to do that for Halloween, we can make you a hat, but you're not broccoli.
No.
Okay. So, Gwen quickly pulls out a notebook and writes down Constance Eden underlined problem. All right. Okay. Wow. This reframes some things.
But Gwen, do you know anything about the knot people?
This is a matter of argument, not between me and you, between me and Crosby. Crosby, he has these wild theories, right? Crosby's all about how like they used to be people, but now they've been taken over by these forces that are beyond our comprehension. Yada. I mean, dude, I mean, you know, look.
It's not so wild. We saw what happened to his mom.
Also, we
Oh,
saw it
that's happened in the desert.
happen to to Chris's brother.
Yeah, and his mom.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, obviously, all you have seen stuff, and I've seen stuff, all right? I've seen some really just crazy stuff that I can't explain. But the way Crosby goes about it, like, he's just been reading too much Lovecraft. You feel me? Like, he's just sitting there and he's mainlining this whole whatever Cthulhu mythos bullshit. And I'm like, look, it's...
GM note, if I recall correctly, y'all smuggled a bag of something and a flower bud out of that hospital. Just saying.
So I don't know. Like, I'm not doubting y'all. I'm not. I think this is just, I I don't want to believe it. You know, I don't want to believe it, because if it's true, if what Crosby says is true, is that these things, these not people, these people who used to be people but are now something more, and they're from something beyond everything.
I mean, we every time we've encountered these not people, we end up in some desert world with strange things that they almost look like people, but they're not. And
Ellie's grip
it's like they
tightens on the
can't.
notebook.
It's like they can't live here without us.
Hold up. Desert world?
Yeah, there was a whole desert world. Like we get transported. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but stick with me. We get blessed when we fought not Chris. It became. It was like we got sent to this desert, and there were these walls coming up out of the ground, and the thing that was not Chris was it was trying to challenge us, and we fought it and we beat it, and it was great. It was pretty. It was if I do say so myself, I was kind of amazing, but um, it it's like they can't exist here in this world without being in us or taking our place. But to take our place, they have to take us.
All right.
They gave me a card.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry?
we've gotten a couple cards.
A card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got like pictures on it and words.
Do you want me to show her?
Go
Sure.
for it.
Ellie pulls out the
Don't touch
notebook,
it though. Weird things happen when people touch it.
Okay.
opens
That
it up,
feels all right.
opens it up to Urintide.
Gwyn stares, like is immediately entranced.
And the couplet as well.
Okay. Her tone has completely shifted. She's not, it's not like you don't get an ominous feeling from her, but you definitely get a feeling of, I was not expecting this. And she looks at the couplet and she reads to herself, from shrieking stars in spaces vast, those hungry words are made at last. Okay. Oh, okay. Right.
You lost a little color there, Gwen.
Yeah. She stumbles back to the wall. Be careful with those cards. I cannot stress that enough. Please be careful with those cards.
Oh, we will.
They're staying in the vault.
Because if those are what I think they are, Crosby and Charlie are right about too much. And I can't handle that right now.
I tend to find Charlie's right about most things.
I know. I just I can't handle that. And
Ellie's gonna close the notebook and tuck it back into her backpack.
all right. Look, we're in the middle. We're all part of people have been doing this since this state has started, right? Since Colorado was a thing. And we've been barely keeping the tide back. But the last about 10 years, 15 years, it's been dying down. Things have been quieter. We thought we finally made some headway, and now it's picking up more than ever. The only thing we could point to is that y'all suddenly started doing things, and we thought it was you kicking dust up. It turns out, no, they've just been plotting this all along. They've just been plotting this all along. And we don't got a lot of time, I don't think. And I'm sorry. I'm freaking out a little bit. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
It's gonna
How
be
old are you
okay.
again, Gwen?
I'm 14
When do you turn 15?
this year.
Time for what?
Everything's the history. It all points. The suppliers, they're giving the committee something because the committee agreed to look for something for them. And I think they're close to finding it. I don't know what it is. No one wants to talk about what it is. The suppliers are very careful about talking about what it is. The committee, they speak in riddles. I don't even know what the hell they say most of the time. I know they're after children. They need children for some reason, but I think they're looking for some child or group of children. And I think they're close to finding them. And I don't know what kind of child could live from 1870 to now, but they've been looking for this same child. I don't know if it's like a reincarnation deal, or if it's like some weird immortal child, or if they're just they've smoked too much of their own youthful essences. So, but what I do know is that they've been quiet and now they are loud. There are things happening in public where there used to be never had things happen in public. This was all closed doors shit. And now they're getting bold, which either means they're close or they're getting reckless, or both. And that means everyone's in danger, which means my crew has got to do more. We got to step up more. And then the other crews in play, they got to step up more. And it means that your crew has to step up more because
Interference can cause feedback too.
Yeah, it can. So
If they're moving overtly, they must think they've already won.
exactly.
And that's when
They make mistakes.
we exploit the weakness. Yes.
I like the way you two think. I like the way you all think.
They're getting loud. They're getting sloppy.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't hide it when they did the whole meeting at the school by sending us off for the day. Like that was probably the least subtle thing.
I
You
don't know.
know,
Forsyth dropping in the middle of class was pretty unsubtle.
that too. But at least, that they could play off as, oh, he was having a stroke or he was having a seizure or something. When they send us all off to do a project and give us permission to leave school for the day with no kind of adult oversight,
Are we sure that
that's
one
weird.
didn't cause the other?
Possibly.
All right. Look. Do y'all need anything from me in order to stop them over at Youthful Essences? Is there anything I can do?
What resources do you have?
Well, I know people. I know a lot of people. That's my thing, right? Like I know how to get people to talk, and I have a lot of information. So if it's the case where, you need contacts or some recon, I'm here with you. You got me.
I mean, if they're getting ready to send out a bunch of poison pills and it needs to be stopped because from what my mom said, they sound real bad. Knowing how to get in and get to where they're making it would be helpful.
All right. So here's what I know about it. Reception. Okay, so like, yeah, you ever heard of this? Like, there's this East Coast ice cream company, called Ben and Jerry's. Y'all ever heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
So they have like a whole like factory in Vermont. That's not just a factory; it's where you go to like tour and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Youthful Essences is like that. So their front end is open to the public because they want to show off, their pretty smelling lotions and creams and pills and health supplements and all that. So getting in is not the problem. Getting into the R&D, which is where, and well, R&D and manufacturing both.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into those places is going to be tricky. Now, I didn't give this any credence before because I thought it was just a rumor, but at this time, God, I don't know if anything's a rumor anymore. You see, there were rumors about people clocking in third shift. Only the weird thing is that Youthful Essences doesn't have a third shift. But people just, no other better way to put it, sleepwalking in there and just reporting to work late at night. If you could maybe follow
So, like,
yeah.
they just like they're hypnotized?
Yeah, like they're hypnotized. And like they just report to work at like 11:30 at night, and then you follow them in and they just go.
Are there
That's
any
really
guards
weird.
at the doors?
It doesn't look like there's a huge amount of guards. I mean, mainly it's just cameras, a lot of cameras. Security personnel seems weirdly light, but I know that there's a couple of rent-a-cops that keep on the parking lot. As far as alternate entrances in, actually, I heard Mary. Y'all know Smiling Mary?
Yeah.
She's one of the good ones. She's one of the OGs, all right? Smiling Mary, she said something about these tunnels. She says they connect everywhere. So that might be a possibility, but I don't know what she's saying. The other thing I have to say about...
I understand.
I'm sorry, Ellie?
I think I understand what she means.
What does she mean?
If you go further in, there's tunnels that feel like other places.
Tunnels that feel like other places. Ellie, I love you, but you spooky. What are you saying?
I think I think Mary's right. I think there's tunnels back there that'll take us where we need to go.
Okay. All right. That's what I got. That's all I got. If y'all need anything more, let me know, okay?
Well, look, I'm sorry I copped an attitude with you, Gwen. This stuff just got me freaked out.
Me too.
They sent me this weird black card, and it had a picture of my room on it. And then I flipped it over and I flipped it back, and it was something else. And
We still have it.
I don't want to look at that anymore.
If Gwen did.
Look, I'm sorry. Apology accepted, and I'm sorry I copped an attitude too. The thing that what has all my hackles up, and the thing I haven't said. Usually kids like us, we don't live very long. Prior group,
Why?
because the committee kills us.
Oh.
Oh.
But that's what's different this time. All of us are alive. The ones who
For lack of trying.
That's what has me scared. Because maybe they aren't. And if they aren't, if they're just trying to scare us, what does it look like when they truly do want us to end? I don't know what is keeping us alive. The adults that I know, Mary, Frank, Gladys, Forrest, they're all just as confused as we are. They had to be so careful in order to make it through. And it's like we're waltzing on through.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't been exactly subtle.
Exactly.
Stormed a hospital.
They probably think they have mate in 10. We need to find out whether that's true or if there's something we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think they're keeping us alive because they need us?
Here's the thing. If I know the committee, they don't want to keep us alive. We're not being kept alive by the committee. I think we may be being kept alive by the suppliers.
Ronnie's clearly shaken up by this and kind of falls back and is just kind of just shaking her head and mumbling. And
There's something else my mom said when she was talking to that man.
Okay.
Something about going against the suppliers if they could get the right plans in motion.
Oh no. All right.
And we don't know who the suppliers are.
Exactly. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they want with all of us. And if Constance Eden, one of the foremost members of the committee.
Your mom's on the committee?
Yeah, but they're not great, so I didn't want to tell you that.
I mean, I wouldn't hold it against you. You know, some parents they do terrible jobs.
The thing
It's
is,
not your fault.
is that if Constance Eden is going rogue, y'all are in far more danger. Far more danger than I thought.
So we're in the middle of two factions, one of which sucks, and the other of which is...
That's right. At least as far as I can tell.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either.
None of them seem to want anything good for us. One of them wants to use us in a ritual, and the others, I don't even know what the committee wants.
Domination.
Well, one thing we know they want is for whatever it is Leah's mom found to go out unchanged.
Yeah. Kelso's mom, Kelso said his parents had an argument about whether or not to give my mom this solvent that would break down the poisons. And Kelso's mom put it back on the desk and he snatched it.
Kelso likes to think he's slick. But the thing is that Kelso is about as slick as a road with a million potholes on it.
His mom is the slick one. I really like her.
His mom planted that.
Yeah. She wanted us to have it.
Yeah. No, I know Maria. Maria and I we go way back.
Yeah.
And she's a little spooky, but she's fine.
So she invited all of us to come to her bookshop.
Yeah.
Then she said that she sold horror, but it wasn't fiction.
That sounds like Mariam. Yeah, she takes her job very seriously. She's not just an antiquarian. She's what did she put it? I can't remember the words. Something like a cult consultant for high rolling clients. Basically, she goes out and she buys spooky books for rich people. And I don't know what she's doing here. That's a little weird. I think it has to do with Jean-Michel's job. But like Mariam,
Well, Michelle works with my mom.
yeah. Like I know he's like he's not the lead researcher, but he's like a senior researcher.
Do you think he's in on the whole poison everybody thing?
No. No, if I know Jean-Michel. I mean, that man, everywhere he goes is a stage. The last thing he wants is to kill the audience. So, no, I don't think Jean-Michel's in on it. Besides, he loves Mariam too much, and he knows Mariam cares about the kids.
Yeah, I don't think she'd let him.
Yeah.
They kind of got into an argument at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he told Miriam that they both needed to go to the bathroom together at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also Jean-Michel is like really French. And like
Well, I figured that, but
Painfully French.
well, and like he's like, and then nothing against French people, all right? I'm cool with it. But like he's a whole deal, and I think he was just trying to be like trying to give Kelso a moment to slip the vial, if I know him.
Okay.
Because well, you know, if they can't come out and directly support. So they were like, well, let's just engineer this really badly because they have all the guile of a piano thrown down a stair.
They eat snails.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, they ordered
French
this thing
people.
called escargot, and
Escargot.
it came in
It's
this
French.
big bowl with these little holes in it, and each one had this little thing in it, and it was full of butter and garlic and cheese. And they told me, "Oh," and Jean-Michel was like, "Oh, little madame, you should go and try having one of these. They are a specialty." And I grab one and it looks pretty good. It looked gray, kinda, but I thought it was like a mushroom. And then I bit it, and it was kind of chewy. And so I asked my mom what escargot was, and she told me it was snail. They let me
Yeah.
eat a bug.
Well,
I mean, the garlic and the butter was good, but like, warn me when you're gonna have me eat a bug.
I mean,
Speaking of eating unpleasant things, poison.
yeah, rich people eat all sorts of weird shit, but like, yeah. What I'm gonna say is I'm gonna go talk to Kelso, Crosby, and Charlie, and see what they have to say, and I'll check back in. All right.
All right.
Stay safe, y'all.
Okay.
I give
Thank
her a
you, Gwen.
little, high. I give her a little dap and handshake, and
Yep. She returns the dap and she returns the handshake, and she's like, "All right, we cool."
we're good.
And then she leaves the underground station, and I'm gonna pass it back over to Skillsy.
All right, friends. How would you like to go about this? What are your goals? What do you want to do? What do you view the project as being?
Is this sort of downtime where we can do things, or are we?
So technically speaking, this is a continuation from the previous session where downtime stuff was already resolved. I am going to be kind in that if anyone has stress they would like to clear this one time, I will allow an extra. But other than that, the downtime stuff for this session has been resolved.
Okay.
So if anyone has stress they want to clear,
I don't have any stress, but I do want to. I don't know if we can do like a montage type thing or whatever, where I take some time to like start walking and mapping the tunnels.
Okay. We'll do that at the end as part of the next downtime. So at the end of this scenario. Okay.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
All right.
As it stands, I'm pretty confident that Ellie can, if you want to use the tunnels as your method of ingress, Ellie can manage that for you. There are other options if you'd want to take them though. Your call. Like to the party.
I know Rachel is currently.
Yeah, Rachel's not going to be here today.
Yeah, Rachel is currently afflicted with blue thumb.
Right.
So.
So basically, what is the goal that y'all want to achieve? I'm assuming something to do with the potion, or the neutralizing reagent. Okay.
Yeah. What I was. I want to be able to get there, but without Rachel being here to do the hacker thing with the security cameras, I'm not feeling confident about that. But if anybody else wants to give it a shot, I'm down.
Like infiltrating the factory?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I wanted but that was also part of why I wanted to map the tunnel, see where that entry point was, and also yeah, with Rachel not being here and not being able to like cut the security. I wonder reconnaissance. We can do reconnaissance.
That is an
sounds
option.
like
Yes.
a good idea.
Yeah, instead of just going straight in, do some reconnaissance.
Like case the joint, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We may not have to worry about cameras once we're inside, because the thing about a place that's super secret like that is you have to know that whoever is watching the cameras isn't going to leak what's on them.
That's true.
That's true.
Also, it occurs to me that if Mrs. Todd's tunnels don't work, things may be different in the other place if we can find a way to get there. Kind of like how the hospital was different.
Yeah.
That's true. Also, just
Also-
a GM note. I'm not saying this is a blanket thing. I'm saying that for this session, the tunnels pose no danger to you.
Okay.
But they may spit you out somewhere different than just
Wait,
walking in the
we
doorway.
could speak with the supplier.
Do we know who a supplier is?
In the hospital, we spoke with the supplier.
Did.
Was the wait, remind me, was the supplier who was that we spoke with? Because I remember we talked with Chris's mom. Well, we talked with uh Jake or not Jake, and then we got freed Chris's mom, and then we spoke with the thing in the desert.
Oh, well, I mean, I kind of heard a supplier. They told me to go to the chapel with the signs, right? They told us to go to the chapel with the signs.
They did.
Oh.
But I mean, we didn't speak. It was I just heard. I mean, you know.
Oh. Okay. So if you know where to find a supplier, maybe we could go talk with them. Before we stake out the factory and figure out what the heck is going on with the zombie workers.
Well, my aunt Caroline says that I should maybe run if we hear them, though.
Oh.
So maybe it's not a good idea to look for them.
Suppliers
hear
is a
them, we can
plural
avoid them.
term.
Yeah.
So then what do you want to do?
We do want to make sure that Chris is okay, because we're talking about going to like his dad's work, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
And
Chris.
the last place he was seen alive.
Oh,
Look, Chris, I'm sorry. I didn't know that mom took your dad's job, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, me too. I hope it goes better for your mom than it did for my dad.
Can I ask an uncomfortable question?
Yes.
How did he die?
I don't know. Adults are full of shit, you know. They say,
Yeah,
"Oh, it was sudden." Adult things happen to adults. It's above your pay grade. Don't worry about it. You're just a dumb kid.
that's some shit.
So that factory
Not in
might have
those,
answers for you too.
not in those words, but you know how it is.
Hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, while we're in there, do you think it's possible to make it look like someone else sabotaged the batch?
Yeah, but do we know who else we would want to put the blame on?
Is sabotage the goal?
I mean, we want to make it so that it's not poisonous, and if the goal is for it to be poisonous, then I would suppose making it not poisonous would be sabotage.
Jeffrey, I'm gonna need you to stop.
Sorry, I went into Beastie Boys sabotage over here. It's fine.
Oh my god.
So,
Yeah.
who again runs Youthful Essences? It's the committee, right?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
the committee runs Youthful Essences. The CEO of Youthful Essences is on paper, because most of you would know this, since it's common town knowledge, is one Margaret Hickenlooper. And she, I'm just giving pause to let people process that last name. That is a real last name, by the way.
All right.
And Margaret Hickenlooper is very much a mover and shaker on the town's Rotary, and is very much involved in bringing beauty everywhere she walks, as she puts it.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
she
sound
sounds
ominous
like a
at all.
winner.
So it sounds like there's a couple of different options under discussion. There's sort of the recon angle, there's the tunnel angle, there's the sort of direct approach.
Well, the tunnels I think we can do um during downtime as part of the downtime thing.
Okay, so that's going to be after everything with the
Yeah,
factory.
that's going to be that's going to be after the recon part.
I'm sorry. I should make this clear. That is going to be after this scenario entirely. The next downtime is going to be after things with the factory are done.
Okay.
then I'm gonna say yes, tunnels.
Okay, yeah, tunnels.
Okay. So tunnels are the way y'all are going to want to sort of approach things? And like sneak
I mean,
in?
it's
Because Ellie is pretty confident that she can lead you there safely.
yeah, I mean, it's probably safer than going in on and being caught on camera or being
Yeah.
caught by a guard or whatever.
That's true. That's true. Masks may also not be a terrible idea until you're pretty sure you're off camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still got my plastic Wonder Woman mask.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that makes me think too. Is there any like discarded clothing about my size in the detritus around the hideout?
You tell me.
I guess I'll toss some junk piles and see if I can find something. because well-dressed tiny kid, that won't be hard to pick out of a lineup.
That's true. I guess what I'm trying to hint at is y'all get to sort of create the space of the world and the hideout and stuff with me. So if you like want to find certain things in there, let me know what you find.
Okay, well, I guess I'll try a track to see if I'm lucky here then.
Okay.
In which I have no dots, so I do this at disadvantage.
I can help.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you can lead a group action and have everyone search if you want, or just a certain number of folks. Basically, the group would pull that and then roll it, which would be.
Okay, yeah. In that case, can I assess the junk around the place and kind of point out where I feel like everyone would be best suited to look?
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Then I'll do that at very advantage.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And still get a 3.
That still works. You see a pretty promising pile that looks like it's just, full of like various sizes of coveralls and stuff that like railroad workers would have had. There's a couple of like it's honestly just like a bunch of weirdly small sized coveralls of various different types.
They look like they were left behind from children 40 years ago.
Yeah, they're a little dirty, a little dusty, but they're still mostly holding together.
Good enough. I'll grab one of those.
That's a roughly 40 years ago.
That's a roughly 40 years ago.
Okay.
Just checking. It's 40 years ago.
Man, what did they do? Have child labor down here?
Probably.
Actually, if I'm remembering correctly,
Ancient times.
Ellie was present for a conversation with Gladys, Forrest, and the Thursday group where Gladys and Forrest hinted that they may have been up to similar stuff that we are 40 years ago.
Everything cycles.
Yep. So they very well may have been left behind by Forrest and Gladys when they were kids. Et al.
Well, I mean, they're still alive, so
It's true.
Lucky overalls. Let's go.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, the plan so far is to go in via the tunnels wearing coveralls. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is there any other sort of prep work, any other like details you want to iron out, that sort of thing before you go in?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you think you can forge your mom's handwriting? Sorry, Eden?
Sorry, what?
Do you think you can forge your mom's handwriting?
I mean, I've only been doing it for the last 5 years. She never lets me do anything. So,
I'm sorry, did you
Permission
start
slips
forging
signed by
permission
me.
slips in first grade?
yep.
I love that
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
Yeah, if we could leave a note in there, something like, I don't know, this batch had to be corrected. It couldn't be allowed to happen with her signature on it. Leave it somewhere where somebody can find it.
That sounds perfect. And actually, Eden, you've established you've been doing this for so long. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. If you want to make it, you make it.
That's correct.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Okay. Do you have any like plans, aspirations, things like that once you get actually in that you want to prep for now? Bearing in mind there is also the flashback mechanic if something pops up. You don't have to plan for every possibility right now.
Please don't plan for every possibility.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that my my medic bag is restocked properly.
Sure
with all the
is.
stuff. I want to. I still have some of those syringes that I had prepped with sedatives and things like that from the hospital. I want to make sure those are loaded in there too. You know, just in
Sounds
case we
good.
got to put somebody to sleep.
Thank you for reminding me you have those.
I'm going to double check my snack storage and make sure that I open up some good peanut butter cookies and leave part of one out. You know, just leaving one out. And make sure I've got some gloves and just the little things.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, so far the plan, did you want to investigate the angle with Jack, as in Dorothea's mom, and Chris's dad? I got a thumbs up from Tori.
Oh, sorry. No, that was thumbs up towards my child who handed me a tiny pancake with Nutella on it.
That sounds excellent.
Excellent.
You should bring me one too.
Beals, we need more pancakes. And enhanced frisbee throw. Anyway. Okay, so did y'all want to sort of explore the possibilities to do with Chris's dad, given that Dorothea's mom is currently working in that position?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, we are going in through the tunnels. We are wearing coveralls to foil cameras. We are checking out R&D, and then we're going to go through and do manufacturing?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything they want to add or do as prep, or are we good to go?
I want to look for my mom's office while we're in there.
Okay. I mean, that should be pretty easy to find. She's higher up in the R&D department, so.
I'm not bringing any weapons.
Okay. Okay. So, if nobody has anything else they want to add at this time, I'm actually going to have Dorothea make me an engagement roll.
Okay. You asked me this as I have Nutella all over my hands.
Well,
because it melted.
Make me a Nutella roll.
Excellent.
Washable, right?
How many dice do I need for engagement?
Given the amount of prep, I'm going to go ahead and rule that roll 3d6.
Yep.
And then and take the highest.
All right. Hedgehogs, don't feel me now. My highest is a 4.
That is fine.
All right, that's a normal risky placement here.
Yep. Okay, so sounds good. I am going to go ahead and switch over to Ellie briefly. Okay, guys. So when did you want to go now? Because I can take you.
What time is it?
Have to.
Let's say it's about. You've been prepping for a few hours, so let's say it's around 10:30. You already cleared it with your parents. The old thing where like you're staying at each other's houses.
I mean, Gwen said that the weird third shift starts at 11:30, right?
Yep. That is what Gwen said.
Do we know about how long it'll take us to get there through the tunnels?
Ellie thinks it's going to be if you leave now, you can be getting there probably 5 or 10 minutes after 11:30. It's going to take a bit because you're going to have to move slowly and quietly in a couple of places.
Plus, if space doesn't work right, who knows about time?
She's pretty sure she's got a decent handle on it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to go. I put my Wonder Woman mask on. It's the one of those terrifying plastic ones from the 80s.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, excellent. You mean the current era?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking out of character, yes.
Did you put on
I'm just giving you a hard
plastic jumpsuit as well?
Oh.
No, because I don't want to die of dehydration because I will sweat out. Between the overalls and that plastic outfit would kill me.
Okay, so we are leaving in the immediacy? Yes?
Sounds good to me. If everybody else is down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ellie is going to lead you all down a little bit past where you had explored in the tunnels before. Eddie, you're going to notice on the outside of the tunnel she's leading you into signs for danger, infection, dogs. But Ellie just leads you in. It's a little bit tight. You need to hunker down a little bit. But y'all can make it through mostly comfortably. It's a little bit damp on the floor. She doesn't recommend crawling. Y'all make it through the tunnels without incident. She leads you past a couple of grates where she just holds a finger up to her lips. Like, be very quiet. And y'all move very slow through those portions. And when you come up, she leads you up a couple of flights of stairs that are sort of like wrought iron, the circular ones. And it sort of leads up into this trapdoor that opens up into a janitor's closet. When you all come up and you open it up, you find you're in the lobby. And it's about 11:35. If you had walked here, it should have only taken 10 or 15 minutes. But you're where you need to be when you need to be.
I look out from the door. Is there any furniture like that I can quickly like dash behind or?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty standard lobby. There's a reception desk that isn't manned at this hour of the night.
Okay.
There's, some big potted plants. There's there's a couple of comfy couches where like you would imagine people would like wait if they had a meeting, that sort of thing.
So I hide behind one of the couches out of the view of anybody who might be entering and exiting.
That's a good move. Does anybody else want to run for cover?
I am going to follow suit as well. Is there like a reception desk?
There is, yes. It's sort of like a built-in kind of thing, like a counter that just sort of is, down to the floor.
I'm going to tuck in underneath that.
That sounds good.
Once I establish that everything is clear, I'm gonna follow Ronnie to the desk.
That sounds like a good plan. You are going to notice, because the front wall of the building is glass, you are going to notice coming up to the door, one person walking up to the front door and coming in. It's an adult, a man who's not really sort of paying attention. He's got kind of glazed over look, and he just sort of quietly walks in. Doesn't really seem like he's processing any sensory input. He's just kind of got the thousand yard stare. He walks in like he's done this a million times before, and swings a left and goes through a door that says research and development. Looks like it leads to one of the other wings.
I lean over to Ronnie. That looks like one of the zombie people.
Yeah, he walks funny.
Yeah, like he didn't really like. It didn't look like he was looking where he was going.
No, what was he looking at?
Like he just walked.
I mean, sometimes my mom looks like that after a real long day, but I mean, maybe they had a real long day.
I guess.
If something else is driving, they probably don't need to use his eyes.
That's. Okay.
I don't like that. I'd rather that they were tired.
Same, but
Just don't
given
want to lose sight
everything
of what
else
we're
that's
dealing with.
happened, I hope they were just tired.
At this point, Ellie is gonna sort of poke her head out from the closet where she had stayed and look at y'all, and she just says, I can't be here. You have your walkie-talkies if you need me. I'm going to go back. She closes the door and is gone.
Okay, bye.
I want to real quick search the receptionist desk,
Okay.
see if there's keys or ID badges, um, or even like video feeds. Sometimes they have the video feeds, things like that on the desk.
There's no video feed here at the moment. Bearing in mind this is 89, you're probably looking at like a cassette tape style surveillance, and the company has enough money. They've probably got like a dedicated security like office somewhere in the building. So there's nothing at reception. But you do find an ID card for one Harold last name.
Harold Harrelson.
1 sec. Let me.
Looking in the notes, yeah. Harold Pearson.
Harold Pearson.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
And it's just this guy with a big old grin and a horrific bow tie. That I believe Chris would probably recognize as his dad's old boss. And there's a set of keys that is not very well labeled. Basically just a ring with a bunch, like, 5 or 10 keys on it.
We should definitely take that.
Yeah.
You do notice
Is
a
there-
magnetic strip on the back of Pearson's badge.
Is there a candy jar on the desk?
Absolutely.
Taking a handful of candy.
It's Dum-Dums.
Hell yeah.
And while you're going through,
hmm
Ronnie, did you search the desk?
I would like to, yes.
Okay. You're going to find a big old bag of Jolly Ranchers.
I'm passing those bad boys out.
And some
Stick 'em
goldfish
in
or the
my pocket.
1989 equivalent.
Awesome.
Cheez-Its. I don't know.
Goldfish were around in 89.
I don't know, man. I didn't come around till 90.
It's okay.
Dum-dums are forbidden food. I've got braces. Hell yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
you got
Here,
so
she
much
can't
hard
stop
candy.
me.
Here, have some butterscotches. Okay. So yeah, you have Pearson's badge, you have keys. There's a couple of like memos and things like that. Nothing that really makes a ton of sense offhand. If you wanted to do, if any one of you is going to look at them, there's not going to be a ton that you'd be able to decipher from them. It's mostly like references to new product launches, things like CEO meetings, don't bother this person at this time, just a lot of like notes that like various people's secretaries and admin assistants would have like brought down to reception, so that way like reception would know, don't bother these people at this time. There's a calendar.
Anything that references my mom?
I mean, she's on a couple of them. It's like meetings and stuff that she would have been in. Nothing that seems untoward.
Okay. I just
There's a
wanna make sure my
lot.
mom's not part of the evil evil League of Evil.
Now you do notice, and this isn't necessarily weird on the face of it, but you do notice that a lot of the same names reoccur. So there's a few people that seem to be referenced a lot. That seem. It's a little odd that so few people are referenced on a recurring basis.
So I want to grab my notebook.
Okay.
And just start writing down some names and dates that I see on here. If there's phone numbers, I want to write down a phone number. Just like make notes of what's on these memos, just in case it's like, because I'm 11. I don't know what all these memos are for, but it might be important. It's gotta be important if they wrote it down.
I'm going to draw attention to the fact that this is the public reception desk.
Mm.
You're probably not going to find a ton of juicy information here, especially if it's not locked.
Okay, I'm gonna make notes of the recurring names and ask people who they are.
Sounds good. You see a lot of Harold, Jean-Michel, your mom, a couple of folks in manufacturing, a couple of CEOs.
Okay.
Gladys is on that list. Not often, but her name pops up a couple times.
I'd like to scan around and see if there's any locks that these keys might go to.
One of the keys, a little one with a round top, opens up the file cabinet at the bottom of the desk. But there's not really anything terribly juicy in there once you get it open. It's a lot of like purchase orders, invoicing, things like that, shipment records, stuff that like a delivery man would hand to reception as they were bringing stuff in.
Okay.
And it looks like a lot of, various chemicals and stuff that you've read on the back of like shampoo bottles, lotions, that kind of stuff.
All right.
And cyanide.
Oh. I feel like that's not usually in lotions.
Not
Yeah,
usually.
I think... Should we should we bring this to one of the adults we know we can trust? Maybe
Yeah,
maybe they need it? Because
maybe.
I mean, cyanide's kind of a thing that you don't have too many uses for outside of killing people.
Dorothea, you would remember that there was sort of vague reference to toxicity within one of the upcoming product launches, or rather one of the things that's going to manufacturing at the dinner with your mom and the Alzuhar. I cannot remember Jean-Michel's last name. Let's just plug it in here. There you go.
Lemieux.
Lemieux, yes, kitty cat. There we go. My bad.
Meow.
Lemao.
Lamau.
But yeah, so you recall a reference to something toxic being in something that was going to be produced fairly soon. You notice that the purchase order for this cyanide also has a small quantity of naphthalene that came in the same shipment, and they were signed for yesterday morning.
So I'm gonna anything that I see that says cyanide on it, I'm gonna take that and fold it up and put it in my bag
Okay.
because that's evidence. I've watched it. I've watched enough cop shows to know that bad people burn evidence.
That is true.
My mom lets me stay up and watch Hunter on Saturdays.
Okay. I am going to ask for the group, and we will say Ronnie. Can you roll recognition for me? That's going to be...
Yes.
Okay.
Just flat recognition?
Yep.
That's a 3.
Okay, that'll be enough. Ronnie, you get the sense that the potion, that the neutralizing reagent, as the adults called it, is probably connected to the cyanide and naphthalene thing. Like these are two pieces of the same puzzle.
Okay.
Like
well,
the cyanide
definitely
might
sharing that
be what it's
information.
neutralizing.
Okay. Yeah, so do we have that with us?
I assumed Thea
Yeah.
brought it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in my. It stays in. It has stayed in my bag.
Okay. Well, Dorothea, I think that that's for these things that they've just brought in, the cyanide and the naphthalene.
Yeah, Kelso was saying we had to get into the batches.
Okay. So we got to do that.
There's 5 people coming up to the building.
Ducking.
All right. Do y'all want to stay in the lobby, or do you want to check out other portions of the building?
I want to wait.
I think we should move.
Yeah,
Are
I
these
want to wait
people-
until they pass so we can sneak into the R&D.
Are they walking normally? Because this might be our chance to draft in with them.
These are more sleepwalkers, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
they have that
probably
same
wouldn't
sort of-
notice us.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if I could roll to like find the best opportunity to go to where we want to go. Sorry, I don't know any of the words I'm supposed to say right now.
It's okay. You're good.
No, you're good. And I don't even think that needs a roll. The previous guy went toward R&D, which is one of the places y'all said you had wanted to go. And these guys are dressed really similarly. And still sort of
to the last guy.
glazed over.
Sorry.
What?
They're dressed similarly to the last guy?
Yeah, like, they're going in, they got, lab coats kind of thing. These are very clearly like R&D dudes. They've got that same like glazed look, 1,000-yard stare. They're barely
I've research
not
guys
even really
before.
aware of
That's
each
what they
other.
look like.
That is true.
Can confirm.
On their way into work. For sure.
Yeah, this might be our chance. Let's slip in with them.
All right,
Okay.
Okay.
let's go.
I'm going to ask that since it was Chris's idea, Chris, roll me a group action for sneak.
And if folks want to help out, they can. They can.
Dun, dun, dun. I've got 1 in sneak, so
I will
I'll
help.
be happy to add mine to that.
Excellent. So that is going to be roll 5d6.
You say I'm rolling 5?
Yep. And this is risky. So
Accidentally rolled 8. 1 sec. 2 6s.
perfect.
That's a crit.
That is a crit. So not only do y'all manage to draft in behind them, you manage to do so completely unnoticed. You notice a camera in the upper corner of the lobby and realize that y'all have been directly under it for most of the time. And looking at it, you sort of get an idea of where the camera's going to be pointing. And as such, you're able to sort of lead the party mostly outside of the areas that it can see very well as you draft in behind them. And as you enter the R&D hallway, you just on the ball immediately hand signal. You're like, okay, you go behind that plane. You go behind that plane. Y'all are not seen by the cameras as you leave the lobby. And you're now in the R&D hallway.
I'm humming the Mission Impossible theme to myself.
I love that. I love that so much.
All A team here.
So we're gonna sort of do like a camera pan here. You go into the R&D hallway, and sort of camera zoom kind of thing follows the worker sleepwalker guys. They go down the hallway, still not really paying attention to anything, and sort of split off into their various rooms. You see, they got the standards are decorated. It's all very like sterile white, stainless steel and tile. Just very sort of clinical, sterile, but like bougie and moneyed kind of atmosphere. You got like the stainless steel wall plaques, labeling rooms instead of, like just, black lettered signs. So there's a series of doors down this hallway. And I mean, basically it looks pretty normal. There's a couple oil paintings on the walls, just standard, like, this is corporate art style stuff. Like, you wouldn't be shocked to see this in a different frame in a hotel. And here you are. But there's not a lot of cover in here. So, and you've lost your ability to see who's coming from the front of the building.
And the office doors aren't recessed at all or anything like that.
No. There are a couple of them have sort of glass windows along the side that are part of the door frame. They're just sort of like decorative, like more ritzy versions of what you would see at a public school. But no, there's not much in the way of cover here. Y'all kind of have the best of it behind the large potted plants at the moment. And there are some, periodically down the hallway, but I mean, fitting one person behind those is a little bit of a stretch.
I don't remember much about the layout here, but my dad did mention seeing people sleepwalking at work. So I think we can follow the sleepwalkers, and we'll at least get close to where your mom's workplace is.
Okay. I wonder. I wonder if she's got your dad's office.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So after that interaction, you notice the sleepwalkers. Half of them peeled off and went into a room toward the end of the hallway. The other half continue through a set of double doors down into what looks like the next step of the hallway, like the next sort of staging area.
Hmm.
Then you lose sight of all of them. It's just y'all in the hallway at this point.
I'm fairly confident I can hear the adults coming. So wherever we decide to go, I think that I can be the lookout.
Yeah. Is the floor tile or is it carpet?
Tile.
Okay. Yeah, they'll probably make some noise when they come in. These kind of people don't wear gym shoes to work. They're fancy.
Yeah, everything under the lab coats and stuff was like very like business casual, smart, like, Oxfords for shoes and Oxfords and brogues, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Jean-Michel's sort of bombast is not as out of place as one would think here.
So it's an evil corporation with a good sense of style and no remorse. Got it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Some things never change.
Brogues. Brogues never change.
All right. You said half of them went through some double doors, and then the other half went down to the other end of the hall.
Yep, 3 went through the double doors, and 2 looked like they ducked into one of the R&D rooms. Not really ducked, but like that's
room
where
is
they
labeled. Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Do we know what the room was like? Does the room have a label of any kind? Do we know what it was?
If you go up to it, you would see that it's basically research and development, and then just a room number. Like, and if you're looking at the plaques as you go down the hallway, it's like, R&D 1, R&D 2, R&D 3, like that kind of thing. Very sort of nondescript.
I want to put my ear up to the door that the first 2 went into and see if I can hear anything, like if they're talking or if there's any kind of like, I don't know, just if there's anything that I could hear that might help me understand what's going on in there.
You hear nothing.
I figured. All right.
A kind of conspicuous nothing. There's no talking, no movement.
Allowed nothing.
Are those decorative windows on the side on this door as well, or no?
No. This side of the hallway, the room's labeled R&D. No.
Mm. And these are these like doors with latches, or are they swinging doors?
There are doors with latches, but you would have, with how quiet it is in here, you would have heard if they had a lock.
I want to carefully and very slowly turn the handle and open the door. Because given how quiet it was, I'm assuming we would have heard if there was a squeak on that door.
You would have.
So
Are you
I wanna
going
be
alone?
very careful. I don't know if anybody else wants to come with me. I'm not quite going in. I'm gonna peek in and see what I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go where you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna basically be crouched down and like I'm already 4'7". I'm gonna be basically on the floor.
So you peek in, and you see this room. This room makes an IKEA warehouse feel homey. It's white tile, white bare walls, 2 steel tables in the middle, no chairs, and 2 people, one in each far corner, both facing those corners, backs to you.
And they're not, are they doing anything? Like, are they standing at a counter or?
Nose in the corner like they've been putting time out.
God, I only stand like that when I'm in trouble. I'm gonna creep in just a little bit. I'm still going as slow as possible. I don't know what these people can hear and not hear, but I want to creep in just a little bit and get inside the room. If I let go of the door, does it automatically, is it one of those ones that automatically shuts, or will it stay open on its own?
You get the sense that it'll, like, it's one of those ones that's got the sort of hydraulic arm, so it'll close slowly. It's not going to slam, but it is going to want to close.
Okay, so Chris is with me. I'm gonna whisper to Chris to like just shut it really carefully, okay?
Got
Don't
it.
let it like shut on its own. I'm gonna like creep in. And is there anywhere where I can be? Because you said they're on opposite ends of the the. Are they like diagonal from each other? Are they parallel to each other?
So basically, if you're walking in and you are facing the back wall of the room,
Hmm.
you see one in the far corner to your right and one in the far corner to your left.
Okay, so they're basically on the same line then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they spun around, they could both see you, but they are not aware of you at all at this point.
I am going to, as quickly and quietly as possible, run to the other side of the table, away from them.
Oh, I apologize. They are like you wouldn't have to turn to see them. They're on the far end of the room from you. In those far
Okay,
corners.
so they're ahead of me,
Yes.
not to my side.
Yeah, they're Blair Witched.
Yeah.
I have never seen Blair Witch, so
Oh, well, we should fix that.
If you want to watch it with me, I haven't seen it in a very long time, and when I did watch it, I didn't pay attention because I was like, "Why is her nose running this whole time?" Blowing nose. So
Okay, movie night.
yeah, you know.
But yeah, so
Now that we figured
they're
out
in
how
the
to do
far
that,
corners.
Okay, so they're ahead of me.
Right.
And so if I'm on this side, then I'm gonna like dash behind the table where they can't see me.
These are two four-legged tables. There's not really, like, if you climbed under, they wouldn't be able to see, like, if they kept their eye line, but if they look down, you're made.
Well, I figured that much, but I just want to be like not out in the open as I would be if I was like walking around.
Okay.
They're dyed eyes, so you can get a new dye.
We can get a new die. Yeah.
Indeed.
sorry.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
Okay. So you are the tables between you and them now. And they are still just vibing in their respective corners.
I'm gonna peek up over the table. Like, how tall is this table? Like, how much taller than at 4'7"? How much taller than me would this table be?
You'd have to crouch to get under it. It's like average table height. You could pull an office chair up to it and work at like that, or
Okay.
yeah, it's like the table we have in the kitchen kind of thing. It's just standard.
Okay. Then I'm gonna like creep up a little bit and see if there's anything on the table that is of interest.
Nothing at all. The tables are
Table's
completely
empty.
bare.
I look at Chris. What the hell is going on here, guy?
I mean, conference rooms, you typically don't leave stuff in it from one meeting to the next. These two must just be waiting for something to happen.
This isn't. Is this a? Hang on, out of character. Is this a conference room or is it a workroom?
This is R&D too.
So it's like a workspace.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
there's no chairs in here.
Are there cabinets or
There are 2 people and 2 tables. And now the 2 of you.
Maybe there's something.
Sorry, I don't know why that made me
happening in
laugh.
the other place.
I'm sorry, Chungus, I didn't hear you.
Maybe there's something happening in the other place that we can't see.
Yeah, I think let's get out of here. This is too weird for me. Like I've seen a lot of weird stuff these last few weeks, but this is
Except
way too weird.
Okay, so you guys are back in the hallway. Where do you want to go now?
Where are Ronnie and Eddie?
I was in the
Presumably still in the
hallway.
Okay.
Just keeping watch.
I'm gonna confer with them. Okay, so the 2 guys that went in there, they they were standing in the corner like they were in trouble. Like they were each facing a corner.
Did
Not
they make you stand in the corner when you get in trouble at your work?
if they did, it would be news to me. I've never heard of it, but I don't think my mom's ever really gotten in trouble at work.
I guess it'd be
Um,
probably pretty embarrassing to tell your kid that you got put in the corner, right?
it would be funny though. Can you imagine the vice principal
Yeah.
getting in trouble and having to put his nose in the corner? But no, they weren't doing anything. They weren't talking. They weren't.
Oh, there's a lot of people coming. We should go.
Oh boy. Is there you said that there's potted plants?
There's potted plants, but that feels dicey. There's also those double doors you haven't explored, as well as the other doors in the hallway.
The footsteps now. We got to go.
Double doors.
Double doors.
Okay.
Eddie, you good with double doors?
Yes, sorry. I am good.
Okay.
We're running. I'm not getting caught with this creepy little sleepwalkers in this creepy little place. And I definitely ain't eating any of that candy when it could be my brother. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like Dum Dum and Jolly Rancher, the parent companies, wouldn't be pleased
Nope.
if they were putting children in them.
Nope.
Like, I feel like quality control was even, was a little higher than that even in the 80s.
Nope.
Goldfish either.
You can't tell me nothing. Nothing.
Eden doubts everything.
Okay, so this hallway is a little bit different. There's sort of like you are inside of sort of a half moon shape where the tile ends and sort of carpet begins. And Chris, this would sort of look and feel vaguely familiar to you. Like if you ever went to work with your dad or anything like that, take your kid to work day, that kind of thing. This you would remember this a bit. And there's still sort of the doors along the hallways kind of thing. There's no set of double doors at the end. There's just a big oil painting, still wouldn't be out of place in a hotel kind of thing. And more potted plants. The carpet is sort of, I don't know, like it wouldn't be out of place in a movie. It wouldn't be out of place in a movie theater.
Slightly sticky and very gross.
Sorry,
Looks
movie
like
theater
lots of
lobby,
Brightly colored lines.
like the State Theater kind of thing.
Wiggly lines.
Yeah.
Very wiggly lines.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, do you recognize?
That's not on our end, but is thematically possibly appropriate.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was
The
perfect.
best timing ever.
I love
Honestly,
Tam
loves
so
me when
much.
Tam. Loves me when
Oh.
Tam. I have my children have a guest currently. So
Ah, that was hilarious, though. Excellent timing.
Good timing.
Good job, kid.
Uh,
Chris, does any of this look familiar to you?
I recognize this floor transition, but I mean, it was a while ago, and the doors aren't labeled.
Hmm.
I know we're on the right track, but I can't give detailed directions, I don't think.
Okay. Well, it's just the hallways. One hall down, right?
You feel sort of drawn to a door toward the end of the hallway on the left.
They're still coming.
Yeah. Okay, we gotta find a. Let's go. We'll just. we'll- I'm gonna try different doorknobs as we go. See if
Remember,
there's
I
any.
have keys too.
All right, so let's just go. Did Chris point out anything that looks familiar to you? Like anything that hits a memory? Just let us. We gotta go. Ronnie says there's people coming.
Okay, yeah, let's hoof it to that one door that or whichever one of us feel drawn to.
All of you.
Yeah.
And as you
Get down
approach
there.
it, Dorothea, you're going to see your mom's name on it, along with Jean-Michel's name.
That's Mom's office.
And Chris,
I'm
you would
gonna try the
recognize that
doorknob.
that used to be your dad's name up there.
Yeah.
It's unlocked.
Bounce in.
Lock it behind us.
Hell
It
yeah.
locks.
Are the lights on or is it dark?
It's that sort of like they left one light on for like OSHA kind of thing. There's a switch
Okay.
next to the door.
No, if one light is on, that's all we're gonna need. No need to draw any additional attention. That's fine.
Okay. So the room that you've entered is pretty similar to the one that the other folks were in. My cat being the most. There's still the two steel tables. This one has chairs. There's a computer on each table. It's very obviously like a desk space where they would be doing research. There's a couple of things on there that would be tools for like assessing various plants. There's a couple of microscopes, science-y objects. And then at the back of the room,
That's a scientific term.
yes, science objects. At the back of the room, there is an oak door with a card key swipe next to it. And each of the tables has a file cabinet under.
I want to examine my mom's desk.
It's got a big old picture of you on it. You and her, and your grandma.
Aw.
Oh, that's from Easter. I hate that dress. It's so itchy. That's my mama.
Well, she's pretty.
Thank you. You wouldn't know it. She's 76 years old. She's still cute. So, are there any like documents or anything like that?
You see the chemical analysis that your mom had been looking at when she left for work that day. It seemed like she left in kind of a hurry.
It's like a computer printout type thing?
Yeah. And it has a bunch of, shampoo and lotion back of bottle stuff, as well as the cyanide and naphthalene sort of buried in there.
Gonna snatch that, put it in my bag.
Okay.
And I look around at some of the other like drawers and things in the area to see if I can find anything.
Jeffrey,
I don't
can
know
you
what
throw
I'm
me
looking
up a
for.
progress clock with one slice?
What? How many segments?
One. 6 total.
6 total. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Eddie, you wanted to look through, what was it? I apologize.
Everything. I want to just start rummaging through things to look for something that might be important or something helpful. I don't know. I want to look. I want
Okay.
to know what's in all these spaces and drawers.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll for me. Recognition. Unless there's a specific action you would prefer to take as opposed to a general one.
No, that's fine. I was just trying to be like, what does that mean, recognition? But I got it. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Maybe.
Like basically, if
Oh,
if study or assess are going to do better for you, then the overall recognition thing, go with that. It's cool, but
Oh no, I'm just considering actually rolling shivers so that I can find something specific that I'm looking for. I'm sorry, my brain is not good with words today.
It's okay.
No.
You
What are
can
what are
also like burn stress too.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm just looking for specific, I guess, information. I want to find specific information that we might need. So, I was going to roll shivers for that. But I'm trying to figure out how the words would work for you. I'm sorry, they're
That's
not
okay.
working.
So specific to what in particular? Like this situation you're in, the sort of chemical makeup of the stuff, the stuff with Chris's dad, the stuff with Dorothea's mom. Like which
So many
specific?
options. I know I'm sounding like a ridiculous person right now.
No, you're
No,
good.
you're
You're
good.
good.
I'm looking for information about the what it's for. This what they're planning to do.
What they're planning to do. Okay.
Like with the chemical thing. Like what they're doing with that. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's actually pretty easy for you to find. I'm not even gonna make you roll that. The printout that Dorothea found that had the cyanide naphthalene on it, it had the sort of what do you call it, working title for the nutraceutical that it was on, and it was product name.
It was called the Bamboo Refresher. So Bamboo Rose Refresher was meant as a new product line that was supposed to enhance the alpha hydroxy effects of their anti-wrinkle cream and anti-wrinkle shampoo.
While also strengthening hair and nails.
Yep.
Yeah. It's an oral supplement.
So this is what they were gonna put that. This is what we have to mix this stuff into.
Sure
We have
is.
to find the vats where they're making this. We have to dump this into that vat
Correct.
Yep.
or whatever they're cooking it in.
Yep.
Okay.
Is my mom's computer on?
It is not.
Okay. I want to check Jean Michel's desk. See
Okay.
if there's anything of interest or importance on there.
Jean Michel's desk is much like everything else to do with him. Impeccably appointed. This man puts money into his pens. This man puts money into his desk protector, even though it's a stainless steel table. This man has, like, everything is pristine, and everything was perfectly put away. So there is nothing apparent out on Jean-Michel's desk.
It's too perfect. I'm going to move his pen holder a little bit, like 3 inches to the left.
I was literally about to say like 3 degrees to the
You
right.
feel satisfied in the knowledge that that is going to deeply bother him until about 10:15 a.m. on Monday when he finally figures out what's off.
So can I still search some of the other drawers? Sorry.
You can, but I am gonna put another tick in the progress clock for it.
What? Okay. I mean,
Yep,
I
and
don't know
you're-
what's going on. Sorry. I'm like, okay, what? Good.
That's okay.
I don't like the face Tori's making. It's very concerning.
Because I don't know what we're counting down to.
I
It
don't
is-
either. That's why
yeah.
I was like, maybe I don't want to look through the drawers. Okay.
Just a
But
little
I
bit of a
do
time
wanna know
pressure.
what's in the drawers.
Yep. Yep.
So we're gonna look through all the drawers. Real
Okay.
quick. Like
I'm going to look with it. I'm going to look with you.
Yeah, help me out here. Let's go
Okay,
faster.
so
Double
you
team
get
it.
an extra die due to Dorothea's help, as well as one extra for anybody else who wants to help. What are you looking for? It looks like Ronnie's helping out as well.
Incriminating
Add one for
evidence.
me.
All right, so incriminating evidence and things having to do with Dorothea's mom.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I got a 6 and a 3 and a 2.
Yes.
Okay, we take the highest. So on a 6, you are going to find an entire folder labeled Holstein.
Great.
Love that for us. Sorry, Chris.
I'm just gonna hand that over to Chris. I'm not even gonna look in it. Just gonna hand it over. Here you go.
And I'm not going to look in it either. I'm going to stuff it in my backpack, and we'll deal with that later. We don't have time right now.
Ah, good.
All right. Let's try that door at the end.
None of those papers said where the stuff was being made, right?
We know it's in the manufacturing part.
There's probably an office or like room number for where the specific components were delivered to on the purchase order that Dorothea bagged.
Whip that out. Take a look.
It is definitely in the manufacturing wing. It is definitely not any of the door labels you've seen.
Okay. So we got to get over to manufacturing.
Well, manufacturing's probably allowed, right? Maybe we'll be able to hear motors, mixer, or something like that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I want to. You said there's a door at the back. I want to try the handle of that door. Big oak door. You said.
I did. It is locked. There is a swipe pad next to it, kind of thing, like where you would swipe a key card.
I take out the key card.
All right.
Swipe.
Jeffrey down. And you are all sucked into that door.
Cool.
I don't like it. Tell Helen to leave me alone.
Okay, I'm gonna go back now. Let's go.
No.
Big mistake. Time to go. Let's go. I don't like this.
So you
We're
find
stuck in
The
yourselves.
house.
door.
I'm sorry?
I turn around to find the door again.
Yeah, there's no door there.
Wait.
That wall is solid.
The door is no longer there. There's only a wall.
This doesn't look like manufacturing. Why do they have a portal in oh god, what is wrong with this town?
Well, you saw Liquid Rose and you still wanted to come here, so I don't know. Like,
I don't want people poisoned.
but you ate candy off a random desk. Like, what do you mean?
Hello?
Do you turn around?
I
Slowly.
just start muttering and shrinking down.
I very slowly start turning around, but I'm looking at the floor. I'm not looking up.
You find
what?
yourselves in a strange space. It's like almost like a private movie theater. There's 4 seats and a screen. Or is it a wall? You're not terribly sure. The carpet sort of makes your head swim. It's like oil pastels sort of had a seizure. And there's a figure in the far corner that is really hard to make out, sort of just misty and sort of still in that pastel wash, but it's almost like there's a film between you and it. And you sort of get the sense of like a tall, robed, imposing figure with a big, like, corvid beak, or is it a mask? You're not really sure, but there's a hat involved, and he's just sort of like a vague impression of this thing, and you are here because it wants you here. It pulled you here. And it sort of flings its arm out at the wall where a screen would be in a theater. And this gorgeous sort of oil pastel painting, think, you know, that pointillism painting with all the people in the park meets Georgia O'Keeffe style. Just it's lovely and lush and beautiful, and you see it's sort of like a movie almost, but sort of stop animation-y. And you see Eddie and her parents, and it's sort of this picturesque scene where they're just happy and fulfilled and together, and you see Ronnie and her parents and the extended family there, and aunts. I'm sorry, was it Claudia? Yes.
Carolyn.
Carolyn, my bad. And she is there, and it's just, you know, everyone is smiling and happy and relaxed, and then Chris's family shows up, and it's Chris, and it's Jake, and it's Matt, and it's Violet, and it's their mother Joan, and his father is there, and everything is just picturesque and ideal, and just still this sort of gorgeous, lush, but still sort of vaguely washed out color scheme, just like moving along the wall like paint. And you know, there's Ellie there, and you know, she's fishing on the river when she's 8 years old with her parents, and it's Rachel and her parents. You know, she's won the science fair, and it's just, you know, all you see, Dorothea, all of your friends and their families, you know, just up there, and things are perfect and beautiful and complete, and it sort of comes to rest on this sort of, again, very picturesque ideal, and it's all of your friends and their families together, and they're happy and they're smiling, and you and your mother aren't there. Jeffrey. And then the thing flings its arm again. And the screen, wall, mural, painting, film gets hit with what moves and looks like molten lead. And you see those same scenes once again. But instead of those ideal, picturesque oil pastels, everything has this smear, this infection, this stained glass rendition of you or your mother mixed in. And everywhere that you or your mother interact with those scenes, the people in them recoil as if they're being touched by molten lead.
Some zombie heads.
Also that. And that same final scene where everyone is together and was happy is now a scene of terror and ruin. And you and your mother stand in the center of it. Stained glass in a world of oil pastels.
What?
And then everything cuts to black. That is where we're going to end today, friends.
Oh,
All right. Also, thank you to Duster ID and to My Name's Lauren. I appreciate the raid, and thank you for the follow. My name's Lauren. So that is once again this game of ours, the latest iteration. We have just met something. There is a lot going on there. So we'll be back on Thursday at 6 p.m. With the other group here. They're going to be facing a little bit of a different challenge, and then we'll be continuing this storyline next Saturday with hopefully an expanded group. And as you can tell, players, how are you feeling about stumbling into a movie theater with a really tall robed figure with something that looks like a corvid or perhaps a mask of some kind? Who knows what kind of mask it could be?
I love you guys. Please don't be mad at me.
Oh, like this, and I
just have this like I have this overwhelming need to let you know that that none of that is true, Dorothea, even if it's not Dorothea and it's Tori. Like, you do not ruin anything. Please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot a mechanics thing because I was wrapped up in the storytelling.
Yes.
That's gonna take 3 stress, all of you.
Yeah. Everyone present, take 3 stress.
Stress? What do you mean?
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
sorry, guys.
Like, if I'm this stressed, y'all should be stressed.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean
You
to
didn't do it.
Oh, honey, that's what the progress clock was counting down toward.
No.
Yeah.
We were always going there.
It's
Yes.
true.
Yes,
you
you
were.
were.
You were.
Because if you didn't go there, I was gonna go there, and if I didn't go there,
we
I
would.
was gonna go there.
We would make sure you went there.
That thing had some
was
shit to
gonna go
say,
there.
and it was going to
Just
rearrange
said
the
no.
building if it had to.
No.
No. I mean, fine. Ronnie,
It
can
would have happened one way or the other. Either door we opened, we would have gone there.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh,
So it wasn't you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We got
Justin,
to meet
thank
this
you.
all on our own because we chose to come to this place.
Oh God.
Support, friendship, yay!
Yes. Support.
How
So
many stresses?
On the bright side,
Sorry,
you're
I feel
halfway
very
through.
stressy. So
It's okay.
all of them, right?
three stress boxes.
7. Got it.
Yeah, so folks, if you aren't already checking out, I can talk. Dustin's stream here. Dustin, thank you so much for the raid. Dustin's an old friend of mine from back in my theater days, and does wonderful tech streams, also Minecraft streams, also Play Me a Story, as well as some cool Dungeons and Dragons content, just everything under the sun. Dustin is one of those great variety streamers, so please go ahead and give Dustin a follow. And join the Chan fam. Chan, of course, is the lovely baby Chandler, who is Dustin's cat. And I love. So yeah. Wow. We finally got to. I'm not afraid of revealing this. We finally got to y'all meeting a supplier.
I love that for us.
I
Yeah.
know. I
So,
can hear
no, thank you.
Yeah,
the
no.
supplier.
No.
Yeah, they're fun. You'll be learning a lot more about them as we go on.
I pitched
don't
the
remember
idea of that
supplier.
painting thing to Jeff, and they were like, "Oh God."
Yeah, no, the painting idea is great. I love the painting idea.
I got that the suppliers actually just code for demon of fear. And if we could never meet them again, that would be better. Also, I no longer care if they ate Sterling. Like, they can have
Sterling Eden, a sibling that now exists.
Oh, okay.
I would like to I would like to ask Stranger Piece a quick
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, what's up?
What exactly is your definition of fun?
Oh, well, my definition of fun is exploring collaborative, cathartic storytelling using the medium of horror and making my friends smile and feel mildly terrified at the same time. So yeah, no, that's my idea of fun.
Okay, then yes, this would be fun.
And as Dustin points out, there is an F and a U in fun. I love that, Dustin. I love that. Oh my God. Oh, so yeah, we'll be picking this up mid-session.
Mid-scenario.
Yeah, mid-scenario.
This is where we had always planned for this session.
Yeah. And then we'll be moving into following up on some more of the threads. And that was introduced last session. And then we'll see what y'all do with it. I'm real curious. We'll get the rest of the party in too. They've been blue thumbed, so yeah, that won't be a problem.
I mean, I know what I'm going to do with it. Like, hey, Google, how do you unpee this game?
This game of pee? That seems like a different thing. I don't want that. That's a different thing. That quite literally, and also I don't literally or figuratively want to be involved.
Can I put up the red card? There we go. There's the red card.
I immediately regretted saying it. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Anyway, on to other things.
Yes, on to other things. Thank you all so much for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And folks, do your every single person here is a lovely streamer. I adore them. So here is Karita Crafty NB right over there, giving the heart. And then there's Miss Tori shaking her head. She's like, no, I'm not a good streamer. I'm like, no, you are, Miss Tori J. Then we have Numb Dinosaur 83 Ange, who is also a marvelous streamer. And then 2% Chungus right here is just chef's kiss, just fucking chef's kiss. Mega Man Speedrunner.
Surgical precision,
just awesome. So give these awesome folks. You just give these folks a follow if you can, if you are not already, and if you are already, well, guess what's here? You're already in the party, so you get some extra punch and Jolly Ranchers, and maybe some extra little supplements. So a little supplement.
No dum-dums. They get suckers.
We already know that the supplements are poison. No supplements.
Right. Heck your braces.
Heck your braces.
Also, I stream sometimes, but I'm kind of an asshole. Don't follow me.
No. You should also follow Skillsy.
You should also follow Skillsy.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're kind of an asshole, I am an asshole.
So, like...
You guys are assholes, I'm a mega asshole, like
for realsy.
Oh, apparently we're not supposed to follow Chungus because he ate all the Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, too bad.
Because he's trying to protect us.
He's trying to protect us.
Guys, they're just Jolly Ranchers. Like from the bottom of my heart, for real, the snacks are safe.
They are snake snacks. Snake snacks.
Snake snacks?
Yeah.
I hear your snake oil, and I'm telling you, stop eating the snacks.
Since I mentioned name brands
of this MFN plane.
Number one rule of the party: if you didn't bring them, know who brought them, or trust anybody who brought them, don't eat them.
I'm just saying, like, speaking from a personal standpoint, since I mentioned brand names, any of the brand names I mentioned are gonna be safe because I'm not looking to get my ass sued.
Oh, that's true. That's real. That's real. That's real.
For product tampering.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Right.
Dum-dums are great. We love Dum-dums and Jolly Ranchers. They're perfectly safe.
I mean, they're bad for braces, but I feel like that's not a controversial thing to say.
No, that's not at all.
That was the only, that's the only risk to the party with this candy. Or the crackers.
Or the crackers or the goldfish.
Man, look.
If I give you suspicious snacks, they're going to be framed as suspicious.
Sussy snacks. Da-da-da-da-da.
Pulled them out of their trench coat, they did.
Ronnie will always
you
give
guys
you
want
good
some
snacks.
snacks?
Hey kid, you want some Timbits?
They get some Timbits.
I'm pretty much going through hell with Ronnie, so I trust their snacks.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like, we
goldfish?
do hell together, then I trust your goldfish.
Yeah, like goldfish are good. So, and they're a good go-to stream snack.
They are.
Absolutely.
I don't like anything cheese flavored, but that's just a personal opinion.
I get that.
Fair.
I get that.
That's real. I mean, whatever.
But-
Years.
But yeah.
I'll bring you some.
So, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for coming here. We'll be back streaming hopefully Tuesday. I should be recovered my mouth. Well, I'll be back streaming Tuesday, and then we'll be back with this game of ours on Thursday, and then and Saturday, and hopefully my mouth should be pretty healed by then. So, in the meantime, may the hours never find your regrets, and I shall see you all on the other side. Take care.
Bye, friends.